Well. As I was about to start this reading, I picked a deck that I don't normally work with. I don't always work with these. They're called Messages of Love Oracle cards, okay? Now, I get a lot of these kind of readings popping up on my TikTok, and maybe you do on yours as well. They just seem to kind of get in the algorithm somewhere. But the feeling was that there's somebody on your mind or a situation on your mind right now, and the overall thought within it is about dishonesty. And then when I shuffled the deck, dishonesty and third party came out together. Now, the third party one, it says there were other things that got in the way of us being together, and dishonesty, by lying I ripped us apart. Well, forget the us bit. This is more about a feeling in your part of being betrayed, of things not going the way that they should have gone or that they could have gone. And what I'm feeling from this is a real sadness. It's like a real sadness that something got ripped apart, something got broken or destroyed, and it can never be repaired. It can never be put back the way that it was. And I feel like for someone here, it really hurts. It really cuts that's the case. We have on the bottom there, reminiscing. I miss out inside jokes. So I feel like this is some kind of situation with a person where you can't get that back. You can't get back to what it was or what it had potential to be. There's a situation in your life, and that doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like a family member, or there's some kind of situation that's happened between you and another person. And it feels like you can never go back to the way things were because of that situation. And that's where the struggle is for you in moving forward. So let's get into your runes to help you to find a way through this, okay? Find a way through this. Wyrd, the perfect rune for relationships, because it's all about that trusting yourself in relationships. It's all about being in alignment with the head and the heart. Wyrd represents, well, it means horse. And there is an analogy that I like to use with Wyrd that is about a horse and a rider. And you know, if a horse and a rider come together, when that rider first meets the horse, they have to align with each other. They have to get into some kind of alignment to work together. So Wyrd is bringing the two horses within you into alignment. So if you see those horses as the head and the heart, they are coming into some kind of alignment. And this situation had to happen in order for you to realise it. But for some of you, I feel like you're beating yourself up over it and you're blaming yourself. And even though you're trying not to dwell on it, you're trying not to fall into like self-pity or woe is me or anything like that, it still hurts like hell. Now, for many of you, this is a family situation. This could be something that was said or done within a family that can never be changed, can never go back to the way it was. For some of you, it could actually be that this person isn't in the world anymore, you know, and that's a very tragic story, because in the physical you can't say what you wanted to say, you can't get that message through. So there's a couple of different collectives in here. For some of you, it's about a relationship that never really got off the ground, and there's pain there in that it got sabotaged and it can never be put back together because now the trust is a little bit iffy. For others of you, it's to do with a family member that is no longer here anymore, and you are still trying to move through that. So those are the two kind of scenarios that I'm getting on there. For others of you, it could actually be an issue with a parent, again, similar to the relationship, the romantic relationship one, where there's been something said or done that can't really be repaired, or two people aren't communicating because of it. But the next rune that comes out for you is Fehu, which is a good sign in this situation because it's actually showing you a successful way forward. A lot of this situation is actually teaching you to trust yourself. It's teaching you to understand. So say, like, for instance, if the dishonesty and the third party situation was coming from you, what it's teaching you is that, okay, moving forward now in your other relationships, as you move forward, you're going to learn from this. You're going to understand how it feels, and you're never going to want to feel like this yourself again, and you're never going to want somebody else to feel like that. For others of you, if this is, you know, you felt the dishonesty in the third party here and you feel pushed out or betrayed, it's kind of asking you to question, you know, not that this has been your fault, it's not your fault, but what it's suggesting to you is, you know, what can you do differently this time in order to honour yourself, to respect yourself enough not to allow somebody to take advantage of your kindness, of your hospitality, of your good nature. So let's get into the tarot cards then to see this current situation. How are we going to move through this? What do you need to do? Oh, okay. Page of Swords. So there's an element of communication here. I feel like you may be right on the brink of sending a message or receiving a message around this. And it could be like just somebody coming forward and saying, hey, how you doing? Haven't heard from you for a little bit. It just opens up the space for conversation. So if somebody has already messaged you and you haven't responded yet, because you're playing that little game, this is the energy of like, you know, maybe it is time to allow that communication to come in now. Allow yourself to resolve this so that you can heal from the pain of it, because at the moment you're still carrying that around. It's not really getting resolved. It's just still painful. And in a way, it's kind of creating barriers for you in other areas of your life as well. You're kind of holding yourself in a space because you're seeing everything as an illusion. You kind of, you're not sure what to trust anymore, and you're not even sure that you can trust yourself. There's a lot of sword energy, which is air, which is mentality. This is a lot to do with illusion versus clarity, okay? And you are trying to figure that out. You're trying to get clarity on this. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is showing up on here because at the moment, what this has pushed you into is a space of being self-sufficient, being on your own. Maybe you've plugged yourself into your career or into your work more, in a way of distracting yourself from this situation because you don't feel you can do anything about it. It's almost like you just don't feel like anything can be done about this. Nothing can change about this. You're stuck. There's no real conclusion. And that's kind of holding you back from moving forward. So how are you going to get a conclusion on this? Because it feels like you need one. How are you going to get this conclusion? Okay. The conclusion comes in, so again, with the two different collectives that we had there, if this is a relationship situation, the conclusion comes in you just speaking the truth, you know, like you've got nothing to hide anymore. And if that is you expressing the love you have for somebody, you know, saying sorry for something that you did, or accepting someone's apology here, telling them how it made you feel, because I feel like for some of you, you've kind of been walking on eggshells, not saying how something's made you feel for fear that that's going to make things worse. But actually, it's the truth, and it's going to make things feel better for you. It's bringing justice into your world. It's going to put your karma into balance. And I feel like you are realising this now, that it's like, you know, at the end of the day, as long as I'm being honest and truthful, that is the most important thing. That is what I can be doing. Now, for some of you, you may even be going to like some kind of counselling. If this is a partnership that you're already in, you may be bringing forward a message, or they may be bringing forward a message of wanting to go to counselling with you, wanting to work on things. And that's going to help you. So for some of you, this could be like a bereavement counsellor, especially if this is about a family member that's passed away that you can't actually have that sit down chat with or try and get a conclusion here. So for some of you, this is kind of suggesting that you're going to be having some kind of counselling with somebody who deals with grievance in that way. And for others of you, it could be like couples counselling that you're going to be going to. Okay, so what is your outcome with this situation? Ooh. Getting something about House of Cards, like that you're worried that it's going to come down on you, but the outcome here is that there is something incomplete in a relationship. It's not over yet. If you thought it was, it's not over yet. And actually, whoever the feminine is in this is going to be the one that kind of brings things back together, is what I'm feeling. So if you're the feminine here, it may be time for you to reach out. And if you are the masculine here, expect communication from a feminine. change is.